All right, let's get right into it. If you run a local business, a salon, a clinic, maybe a cafe, and you ever feel like you're just shouting into the void, well, this one's for you. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful, super practical marketing blueprint. It's called the 5 kilometer domination strategy. And really, it's all about one thing, making sure the people who live right around the corner from you actually know you're there. So let's dive in.
I mean, seriously, does this sound familiar? You feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to do, right? You're posting on social media, you're maybe even running a few ads, but the people who live just a few streets over, they have no idea you even exist. It's a massive, super frustrating problem for so many local businesses. You're right there, but you might as well be invisible to the people who matter most. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with what I call the local invisibility trap. Then we'll jump into the 5 km domination strategy itself, and I'll give you a simple 5-step blueprint to get it done. After that, we'll look at why this system works so well and how you can become the #1 choice right in your own neighborhood.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the local invisibility trap. Let's figure out why what you're doing right now just isn't working. You know the drill, right? So many businesses fall into this exact pattern. You're running random ads here and there, maybe boosting a post. You're kind of ignoring Google, hoping for the best. And you're just throwing content out there without any real plan. And what happens? Well, the result is always the same. You're just wasting money. The people down the street have no clue who you are, and you get these totally inconsistent results. It's a tough cycle. So, the big question is, how do you break out of that trap? Well, let's talk about the solution. This is the 5 km domination strategy. And trust me, this is a whole new way to think about your local marketing. So, what is it exactly? The definition is actually really simple, but it's so powerful. The whole goal, the entire goal, is to own the mindshare, the attention, and the search visibility within a tiny 3 to 5 kilometer radius of your business. That's it. This isn't about being famous online. It's about being famous on your street. So here's part 1 of the goal. When somebody in your neighborhood pulls out their phone and searches for, hair spa near me or best coffee in theory, boom, you show up. First, it's all about winning that search moment. But it doesn't stop there, not even close. Later that day, when that same person is just mindlessly scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, there you are again. Your content pops up. So you're not just some random search result anymore. You're becoming a familiar face, just gently reminding them, hey, I'm right here. And this is the end game. This is what it's all about. Because you showed up in their search and you stayed in their feed, when that moment of need finally hits, when they actually need what you offer, they don't even have to think about it. It's automatic. They just call you. Okay, so that's the what and the why. It sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? Let's get into the practical 5-step blueprint. This is the how. So these are the 5 key steps. First, hyperlocal authority setup. Second, creating local proof content. Third, running hyperlocal ads. Fourth is what we call an AI local content loop. And fifth, building that offline to online bridge. Let's break down each one step by step. Step 1 is all about Google. And listen, this part is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to get this right. You need to spoon-feed Google information about who you are and where you are. So add area-based keywords to your services, like hair spa in Andheri West. Post a couple of local updates every week, something simple like, so great to see our client from Lokhandwala today. And this is huge. Ask your customers to mention the area in their reviews. The result, you're sending massive signals to Google that you are the relevant business for this area, so you start ranking on Google Maps for all those nearby searches. Okay, step 2, you've got to create local proof content. We're talking short, like 15-second, reels and shorts. The whole point of these is to just scream, hey, I'm from around here too. So you use local hooks like, Andheri people, you need to hear this. Or you can even just feature local landmarks in the background, a metro station, a specific building, anything recognizable. The result here is that you build this instant relatability and trust. It's powerful stuff. All right, step 3 is where we start running some hyper-local ads. We're talking Facebook and Instagram. And look at the budget here. It's tiny, just 300 to 500 rupees a day. The targeting is key. You're only showing these ads to people in a 3 to 5 kilometer bubble around your business. And the ad itself? You're not just screaming 50% off. You're focusing on a local problem-based hook. The result is that you are constantly and affordably staying in their mind every single day. I mean, look at this example.
Living in Andary West and still traveling far for this? Your solution is 7 minutes away. See how good that is? It calls out the specific area, it hits on a common pain point, traveling too far, and it positions you as the easy, no-brainer solution. That doesn't feel like an ad, it feels like helpful advice.
Step 4 is all about consistency. It's the AI content loop. Basically, you set up a simple weekly routine. Maybe it's 3 local reels, 2 Google business posts, a testimonial edit, and a reel about a local problem. The AI part just means you can use tools to help you stay on track and come up with ideas. But the real magic is in the loop. By repeating your core message in all these different ways, both the algorithms and actual humans start to remember you. It just drills it in. And finally, step 5. This one is so simple, but it's a game changer. It's the offline to online bridge. All you do is put a QR code at your counter. A customer pays, they scan it, and it can automatically send them a WhatsApp message saying, "Thanks for visiting." Then, a little later, it follows up with a link to leave a Google review. Just like that, your local SEO starts to compound automatically. Every single customer helps you grow. So that's the 5-step plan. But let's talk for a second about why this whole integrated system works so much better than just doing bits and pieces here and there. It really just comes down to this simple, powerful formula. Search plus social plus location equals growth. You're catching people when they're actively looking for you on Google. You're staying in front of them when they're relaxing on social media. And you're doing it all in one specific geographic area. When those 3 things fire together, growth just happens. Look, this is just a much smarter strategy. We're not talking about wasting money on celebrity ads. There's no influencer drama. You're not just posting random stuff and hoping it works. You're cutting through all of that noise. The one and only goal is local dominance. Period. Which brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. To really make this whole thing work, you have to change the way you think about marketing. And this quote right here just says it all perfectly. You don't need more followers. You need people living near you to remember your name. Seriously, forget about how many followers you have. Who cares if you have 100,000 followers if they live in another country? What really matters is that the people living right there in your neighborhood remember your name when they need you. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. This system isn't theory. It works. It's practical. It's doable. And the truth is, someone is going to dominate your 5 kilometers. Someone is going to become the default go-to choice in your neighborhood. The only real question is it going to be you?